Good morning. I am the state coordinator for the Kansas National Organization for Women, which means I stand before you today as a grassroots women's rights activist and equality advocate. I stand before you today as a voice for a whole lot of Kansas women that have jobs and lives and responsibilities and could not be here today to tell you how they feel about these regulations. These women want to express what they think about the possibility of losing their access to existing abortion clinics within this state. These are good women who have either used these clinics personally or simply take comfort knowing that these facilities exist should they need them. While I may not be a public health professional, my understanding as a graduate student of public administration is that government enacts regulations when a public need for protection presents itself. In the case of the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, when some public health concern or externality needs to be addressed. As employees of an agency that is supported by public tax dollars, deliberative, non-ideological processes are to be expected, especially with regard to the health and well-being of the very citizens that they work for. I do not believe this regulatory process has met those deliberative, non-ideological tenets. I certainly do not believe that the health of Kansas women has been furthered by the temporary regulations presented by the KDHE. I do believe the women of Kansas need to be protected. I'll make that clear. They need to be protected from overeager political majorities within this state. They need to be protected from unduly hastened regulatory processes that puts unnecessary demands upon our healthcare agencies, putting women's legal healthcare access at risk of elimination. I was in attendance at the hearing before the committee here in Topeka held on June 30th, 2011 that approved the temporary regulations that closed 2 of the 3 abortion clinics within this state. What I heard from the secretary of the KDHE, who is missing here today, was a story about the frenetic departmental rush to comply with the legislative mandates set forth. He spoke of canceled vacations, working weekends and nights, all toward their effort of mere compliance. What I did not hear uttered even once was just exactly how these regulations would help the women of Kansas. There was no talk of expected outcomes, improved processes, only a sense of weary accomplishment as he presented the results of his agency all-nighters. Women deserve more respect than to be used as pawns in a game of political posturing via the regulatory processes of the agencies that our tax dollars support. We had thought Kansas had had enough of the days of public offices and agencies being trolled by extremists such as our former Attorney General Phil Klein. But here we are back at the same place again. This regulatory process has been a sham. It has been a shame. It has been an embarrassment to the state of Kansas, and it has not helped the health or lives of the women in the state, not one bit. I urge the KDHE to appeal to the legislature to request more time and deliberation, perhaps some research toward the intended outcomes for potential regulations. I'm told no data has been provided because no data was used. Amend the temporary regulations to remove the unnecessary, overtly biased regulations that are contained within. I urge you, the women of Kansas urge you. Thank you.